The queen led me through echoing marble corridors into the royal forge, a chamber carved into the glowing magma beneath the palace. Heat shimmered through the air. Rivers of molten cerasteel flowed through channels like glowing serpents. "This helmet is more than armor," she said. "It is a living relic, a psychokinetic amplifier, a bond between ruler and realm." I'd heard rumors that the queen's helm connected her directly to the planetary consciousness, allowing her to sense storms before they were born, communicate with her soldiers during battle, and channel energy through the Dominion's defensive grid. But I'd never seen one up close. When she handed it to me, its surface hummed like a heartbeat. I nearly dropped it. "This technology," I stammered. "Yes," she asked sharply. It's older than your entire civilization. Pre-Dominion. Possibly prehistoric. Who built this?" Her expression changed for the first time. A flicker of hesitation. Or fear. "No one knows. It has chosen each queen for 10,000 cycles. And now it's broken," I murmured. Her jaw tightened. "And so the planet suffers." The overhead vents groaned with a sudden gust of psychic static. The whole chamber vibrated, loose metal rattling, as if the world were shivering. Arethel steadied herself. "Time is running short." I exhaled, trying to steady my hands. "Let me begin." Hours passed. Then days. I examined the fissures, scanned the energy matrix, deciphered symbols etched in patterns no rational mind would design. I slept on the cold metal floor. I ate ration bars when she ordered me to. I worked until my vision blurred. And all the while, the queen watched, silent, statuesque, arms crossed as if carved from starlight. She asked nothing. She demanded nothing. She simply observed and waited. On the third night, when exhaustion forced me to sit, she finally spoke. "Human, why do you push yourself so hard?" I looked up from the glowing fragments. "Because your people need you." "That is not a human problem." "No," I said, "but it's my job, and I don't abandon my work, especially when people could die." A slow breath escaped her, almost like surprise. "You would risk your life for strangers." I gave a tired smile. "For a queen with a broken helmet? Absolutely." Her eyes, bright as liquid silver, softened. "Only a little, but enough." "Continue," she said quietly. And for the first time, her voice held something other than command. It held trust. "Middle, the battlefront calls." On the fifth day, the palace shook violently. The lights dimmed. A dreadful, echoing roar rolled across the sky. The storm front had reached the kingdom. Psychic lightning speared the horizon, shattering sky bridges, frying defense sentries, tearing through the city's outer shields. Soldiers sprinted through the halls. Alarms wailed in harmonic frequencies that rattled bone. The queen gripped the doorway. "It begins." I looked at her. "We're out of time." She stared at the disassembled helmet on my work table, its fragments suspended in the air by magnetic clamps, its broken circuits laid bare. "Can it be completed?" she asked. "Yes," I said. Her expression sharpened. "When?" I took a breath. "Now." I activated the forge, channeling molten cerasteel into its fractured veins. I overlaid Terra nanolattice under the ancient plating. I reconnected neural conduits older than human civilization. And the whole time, the planet trembled beneath us. The queen stood at my side, gripping the edge of the table, watching as if the universe itself hung in the balance. "Your hands are steady," she said quietly. "Not on the inside." That is courage. For a moment, the storm outside faded. All I saw was her, a warrior queen standing with me in the heat of the forge. Her silver hair lifted by the rising pressure, her armor shimmering like a living thing. She was terrifying, beautiful, and utterly alone. I sealed the final plate. The helmet pulsed with a low, resonant thrum. Alive again. She reached out, but when her fingers touched the surface, she gasped. The helmet sparked in a brilliant flash of light that washed over her, blasting her back a step. Her eyes widened. "It is stronger," she whispered. I nodded. I reinforced the memory circuits. It should channel storm energy more efficiently. She blinked, stunned. "You improved a relic older than worlds." I swallowed nervously. "I hope I didn't offend your ancestors." A small, unexpected laugh escaped her. The sound startled us both. "I must go," she said. "The battlefield calls." But before she left, she paused in the doorway and looked back. "Walk with me, human." We emerged into the storm. Psychic rain fell like shards of glass. Lightning twisted into spirals overhead, the air vibrating with resonance waves that made my teeth ache. The queen strode into the heart of chaos, helmet tucked under her arm. Her soldiers, the Luminary Guard, fell into formation, wings of blue light unfolding from their armor. When we reached the war front, an open expanse overlooking the burning plains, she stopped and lifted the helmet. "Brace yourself," she warned. I stepped back. She lowered the helmet onto her head. For an instant, nothing happened. Then, the world exploded in light. Electric plasma spiraled around her, drawn like gravity to the reawakened artifact. The storm bent toward her, swirling in immense, bowing arcs. She rose into the air, arms outstretched. Her voice thundered across the battlefield. "Luminari, the queen stands once more." A roar rose from 1,000 soldiers. Energy radiated from her like waves from a supernova. The storm front's chaos condensed, tamed, reshaped into a controlled vortex above the troops. The tide of the battle turned instantly. Lightning seared enemy lines. Psychic winds tore apart invader fortresses. The queen soared overhead like a living star. I watched, breathless. My repair hadn't just restored her power, it had amplified it. And that was when the sky cracked. A colossal enemy dreadnought emerged through a spatial rift, cannons glowing with world-killer plasma. Its hull was layered in quantum shields no Luminari weapon could pierce. The queen faltered mid-flight. For the first time, doubt crossed her face. The dreadnought charged its primary cannon, a beam capable of obliterating a city. She couldn't deflect it alone. "Your Majesty," I shouted. Her gaze snapped to mine. And without words, she understood what she needed. Connection. A second mind. A stabilizer. She shot toward me, landing hard enough to fracture stone. Before I could react, she grabbed my hand, her gauntlet blazing with power, and yanked me toward her. "The helmet responds to unity," she said. "To shared will. Lend me yours." "What?" "I'm human. I'll be fried." "Trust me." I stared at her fierce, unyielding expression, at the storm swirling behind her like wings of light. And I made the stupidest, bravest decision of my life. "Okay," I whispered. "Take it." She gripped my face with both hands, lowering her helmet until its core touched my forehead. A surge of energy screamed through my skull. My mind locked with hers. I saw through her eyes, felt her power, her fear, her loneliness, her unbreakable resolve. Together, we lifted our hands, and the storm answered. We unleashed a beam of pure psychic lightning that tore through the dreadnought's shields like paper. The ship split in half, erupting in a catastrophic implosion that lit the sky like a newborn star. Silence fell. The battlefield froze. Then a chorus of triumphant cries rose around us. The queen collapsed to her knees, drained, shaking, but alive, and still holding my hand. She looked at me with something raw, vulnerable, and impossibly ancient. "You saved my people," she whispered. I shook my head. "We saved them." Her voice trembled. "In 10,000 cycles, no one has ever touched the Queen's mind." She lifted her hand to my cheek. "And lived." Ending, the claim the palace was eerily quiet after the battle. Repairs were underway. Soldiers celebrated in distant halls. But within the private chamber of the Queen, only the two of us remained. A fire crackled softly. Arethel stood before me, unmasked, her silver hair flowing freely over her shoulders. She looked younger without the armor, almost human. "Why did you risk your life?" she asked quietly. I hesitated. "Because someone had to stand with you." She stepped closer. "Many stand with me. Armies, commanders, advisors. But none," she swallowed lightly. "None linked their spirit to mine. None trusted me with their entire mind." I felt her fingers graze the back of my hand.
"Warm, real, alive."
"You repair my helmet," she said. "But you did more. You repaired something inside me." I struggled to speak. "Your Majesty." She cut me off gently. "Call me Arethel." The air went still. "I am queen, yes. But the helm, the relic, has chosen you. When our minds joined, it marked a bond, a claim older than my lineage." She took my hand fully now, intertwining our fingers. "You are mine," she said softly, "if you choose to be." My heart thundered. "And if I don't?" She smiled sadly. "Then I will release you. I do not force loyalty or love." Silence hung between us. Then I stepped forward. "I choose you," I whispered. She exhaled with something like relief, something she had probably never shown another living being. She placed her forehead against mine. In the eyes of the Dominion, she murmured, "This bond is sacred, eternal." Her breath brushed my lips. So by ancient rite, by relic and by storm, she lifted my chin. "I claim you." The relic's distant hum echoed through the chamber, as if approving. A new bond formed, not of duty, not of power, but of choice, of two souls who stood together against the storm.
And one,